What's the most paranormal thing that has ever happened to you? First night in my first apartment. Didn't have a bed, so I slept on the couch in the living room. Had a nightmare that someone with a knife was going down the hallway. Just as they got to the living room door, I woke up. I jumped in my car, spent one more night at my parents'. 2 months later, my roommate falls asleep on the same couch. Next morning he tells me about a dream he had about a guy coming down the hall with a knife. Just as he got to the door, my roommate woke up. Few months later a friend asks if he can crash for a night. Sure, he can sleep on the couch. Next morning he says he had a weird dream. I said, guy coming down the hall with a knife? My roommate added, he woke up just as he got to the door. Dude went palest shade of white I ever seen. I'm convinced the house I lived in during my freshman year of college was haunted. I also swear that all of this is 100% true. I don't talk about it because it sounds ridiculous, but it happened and I can't explain it. The house was 120 years old. My room had a door to the attic that I kept locked. I had 4 other roommates who all swear they weren't messing with me. I was laying in bed one day and I heard a super loud crash behind the door of the attic. I grabbed my big male roommate and we opened the door together. At the bottom of the steps there were 6 awkwardly shallow steps leading up to a bunch of that pink foam stuff, and your typical attic. There was an old painting of some lady. We were creeped the heck out. Nobody had ever seen the painting before, let alone gone into the creepy attic. We put the painting in the corner of the attic where it could not fall and didn't think about it again. A few months later I heard the same crash. I figured I dreamed or imagined it. Again, I opened the door and found the painting sitting there. This time I moved the painting into the basement. There were some shelves and I just threw it in the back of the top shelf. A couple more months went by. Yet again, late one night, I heard the crash from behind the attic door. I thought to myself, no hecking way. Grabbed my roommate again and opened the door. There it hecking was. That goddamn painting was sitting at the bottom of the steps again. I don't understand how. I kept the door to my room locked as well as the door to the attic. My roommates couldn't have gotten in there to play a prank. I truly don't understand it. After the 3rd time we took the painting out to the fire pit and burned it. Thankfully, all the creepy shit stopped there. I moved the heck out of that house as soon as the lease was up. I can't explain what happened, I just know it was creepy as hell, and you could not convince me to go back there. I worked nights at a hotel. I was setting up coffee one morning a few years back, and I see someone very tall in the kitchen. We make eye contact. Dude's wearing an olive green jacket and a pair of jeans. After a second, he lifts his legs at the knees and floats out the door. Now, if I were just seeing things, I'd have panicked. I've hallucinated from exhaustion, and the shit I see scares me. This was there. This was real. It must be a guest or something in an employee area. This has happened a couple times. I take off running to catch this guy and tell him he is not permitted back there. No one is there, because of course not. The back is empty. I am alone. I was still convinced for several minutes that this guy was just hiding from me and he'd have to come out and I'd be able to talk to him. Almost a full 5 minutes elapsed before I realized I was literally chasing a ghost. When my son was about 3.5 years old, we were driving home at night with him and his 7-year-old brother in the back seat. As we approached an area of the road across from my older son's former babysitter's house, my younger son clearly blurted out the name Ashley. Ashley was the name of the babysitter, and she had died the year before in a car accident. My younger son had never met her, and neither son knew that she lived nearby because she always drove to our home to babysit. When I asked my younger son what he said, he repeated the name Ashley. And when I asked him why he said that, he said Raven told him to. Raven was his favorite stuffed animal. My wife and I were stunned and cannot explain what happened. Long story short, multiple people who are not friends with one another have been in my house and seen a woman in a blue dress and then told me about it later. I don't tell anyone else about it, not even my husband, because it doesn't bother anything. No big deal, right? Anywho, I myself have seen her twice. The first time I woke up in the middle of the night and saw her leaning over the baby's crib. I immediately sat up and she just faded away. I felt crazy because I didn't know anyone else had seen her at the time. The next day I went to Walmart and some lady walks by me and says, she likes the baby. I stop and ask what she said and she says, the woman, in your house. She likes the baby. Low-key peed my pants and ran home. I've had many experiences since I was a kid. The one that freaked me out the most, though, actually happened a few months ago. I'm only 16, I don't like sleeping in my room, so I sleep on the couch in the living room, my choice, and it's actually really comfy. I also suffer from insomnia and have trouble staying asleep. This being said, I'm normally awake when my dad gets up for work at 4 in the morning and will wish him a good day at work and such. I was trying to sleep but I woke up. Having gone through this many times, I just kept my eyes shut. Then I felt something that felt like a leg lean against the side of the couch and hover over me, and then I heard heavy and low breathing. It was so loud and sounded like a man, so I naturally assumed it was my dad. Since I thought he was trying to check if Jay was awake, I whipped around to try and to scare him, but nothing was there. I was so confused that I kinda just sat there for a few moments thinking about what just happened. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and leave a like. You can also turn on notifications to be alerted when a new video uploads.